not the furniture.
All right. Go ahead and just now. Let me see if we have it. And I'll tell you when you could speak. We're not going to call any names.
But please, don't no furniture.
Nothing at all.
It's black.
The screen is black. Okay. All right. So we're not going to call any names and nobody will know where we're at. Go ahead. Tell me what you say.
Philip, I will repeat. I will start with saying I admire what you do. I think you're doing a marvelous thing. We need more of you for the help of this country. When you see something going wrong, when you see the money of the taxpayers disappear and 55 billion a year of budget, you cannot see it in the country, neither in the road or in the system. You are standing up, and I admire that. But I asked you questions about countries, if you know them. Do you know Africa? Do you know Venezuela? Do you know Burma or Myanmar? And do you know Saudi Arabia? You said yes, you know all of them. I think, Philip, you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a marvelous thing. If you are trying to build a legacy for yourself, and sometime in the future your name will be put in some kind of hole. This man was a patriot for his country, was trying to do the best for his country to get the system, the society, the community, the country number one in the world. However, I have to tell you that there's a bigger plan. I think, this is my own opinion, I could be wrong, but there is a bigger plan going on. Africa, but nobody maybe nobody in the West knows about this, but Africa is being raped day after day for gold and minerals, but especially gold, diamond and minerals. And this system, the upper system that is ruling the whole world, put the right people in the right countries to make sure that the wealth, the minerals and everything under the ground goes to them, and they pay plenty, massive amount of money for those people who they appointed to those countries to make sure that the plan runs in the way. I tell you, we are the West Indies Africa. Trinidad and Tobago is the West Indies Africa. There's a plan for Trinidad and Tobago. As much as you try to change this plan and to make things as you wish that it would be, it will never happen, but you keep trying. Keep trying. I'd give you the example of Venezuela. Venezuela flares, that means it disposes gas in the air because they cannot do anything with it more than Saudi Arabia produces every day. Every single day. And Saudi Arabia is a very rich country because of that. Venezuela flares, and why is that?
Burns off the gas.
Burns off the gas in the air more than what Saudi Arabia
and
produces.
our economy is built on a small version of that amount of gas.
That's what we are told. However, why Venezuela is the lowest living circumstances country right now in the world? Why is that? Because they said no to the system that they wanted them to take the gas to them. So they said no, we don't want that. This is our gas, we're gonna do something to it. As much as there may be patriots in Venezuela, the country is where it is right now. Trinidad and Tobago accepted, just like the African kings or whoever accepted the deal, and they take him for their pockets. The 40, 50 people taking in their pockets.
40, 50 people who in government?
In all governments and kings and everybody.
In Trinidad, I would refer to be people who politicians.
And there is somebody giving away our wealth of oil and gas for free. And we are suffering with bad roads and bad systems and crime. And the system, the upper system, wants it to be like this, wants the crime to stay like it is, wants the instability to stay like it is. We had a boom in 1994 or 1990 or 1980 something, and that's it. And we will have to wait for another 25 years for this cycle, and we will boom again. But in these 25 years, we will suffer like I don't want to say backward. All of that is because somebody got the deal for
answer your
Trinidad and
question.
Tobago to be like Africa.
I want to answer your question. You think that politically we could make different choices?
Anybody can make different choices, but everybody is scared. There's examples. Venezuela is a big example. It's right there. It's a big example. Somebody said no in Venezuela. Venezuela is flaring gas right now.
So
for
you're
free.
saying that the economy of Venezuela has been destroyed deliberately
by the system.
by people who wanted to control Venezuela's wealth?
Definitely.
And that you think that that is what is happening now in Trinidad and Tobago, or that is what will happen if we challenge the system?
No, that is what has been happening what has been happening in Trinidad and Tobago since the 1950s, since they discovered gas and oil in Trinidad and Tobago, and the boom started. It's an ongoing sale for free since then
Of our oil and gas?
of our oil and gas.
So what do we get as money to run this country? Where does that money come from?
The
Pittance.
0.00% of that sale that Trinidad
So
and Tobago gets.
who is getting that money, the vast majority of our money?
I don't know.
Who makes the decision who gets that money?
I don't know, but it is happening. Look, I'm looking at history.
You have vast experience
I'm looking at
in
history.
the petrochemical industry.
That's true.
So you understand this from an insider's point of view.
That is true.
And that Trinidad's wealth, we've never really experienced this country's real wealth.
Definitely no.
We get
it
a
never even
pittance.
was closed.
Even the booms that we had was a pittance to the real money that this country was supposed to enjoy.
The $55 billion budget,
Budgets.
which is, I think, is fair enough for the country. This could be $100 billion every year. Well, the $55 billion is being distributed between paying peanuts for the constructions and for the infrastructure and for the people, and the rest is taken away God knows where.
But
However, what I'm saying is that if the sales has been done for the country since day one, and they give the percentage for the companies, only percentage to the companies who produce it at that. So the other way around, we would have been a different.
So you're saying that this nation has never benefited from the full value of its petrochemical sector?
Petrochemical, gas, and oil. Never. Anything with energy. Trinidad and Tobago have never benefited or experienced the real benefit, the real profit of the.
Who makes the decisions to set the prices, or who do we sell to? Who makes those decisions? Government?
I don't know.
So you're saying that there are
This is not my part. My part is in the
but
petrochemical.
I have to ask you this. You're saying that there are stakeholders that represent this country's wealth that has taken
That is a definite.
decisions that has allowed for us to be benefiting
For
from
years.
a minuscule amount of what we should have been.
For years, my friend. For years.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.